Recent studies show that we are living in a time where our society is more disconnected than ever before. And as a result, symptoms such as loneliness, depression, and anxiety have been on the rise. In a time where we are more connected than ever through technology and on social media platforms, we are experiencing the greatest decline in our real, everyday lives and relationships. But this was not the Lord's design. God is calling us back to a place of unity. Psalm 133 declares, "Where the brethren dwell together in unity, there the Lord commanded the blessing." When God's people live together in unity, God commands a blessing. Like, how wonderful is that? When we as believers are united, God is like, these blessings are literally gonna chase you down. You don't have to strive for them. So why then, with this promise, there's so much division in the church? And when I say church, the church doesn't start in a building, because most people go to a church building one day a week. So what about the other 6 days? The church starts in our individual lives, in our own homes. And about 6 months ago, the Lord started revealing to me division in my own household and an opportunity to create unity. So what even is unity? Simply put, unity is many parts working together with one common purpose. So as believers, what should be some of our common purposes? Well, obviously, it is to be united in spirit. But in the early church, it says in Acts 2:42, all the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship and to sharing in meals, including the Lord's Supper, and to prayer. The early church was united in these 4 yet simple areas, and as a result, God blessed them and caused their influence to grow. And so God revealed to me that something as simple as sharing in meals had been neglected in my household. After already being apart for most of the day due to school, work, or other responsibilities, we would come home and ignore one of our main times to come together in unity: dinner time. We would fix our food, and my mom would go her way, I would go my way, and my daughter would go her way, all disconnected. But God revealed to me the importance of the table. And coincidentally, my church released a declaration that this year, God is calling us as a body back to the table, a place of unity and fellowship. And let me just say, we have not perfected this, and we don't eat together every night, but God sees the small beginnings and has produced so much peace and unity in our home as a result. And so the purpose of this short video is to encourage you to get back to a place of unity in your household. Our homes should be a place of peace and blessings, not war zones. And depending on your circumstances, this may not be an easy thing to do. But I would say start small. With our lives being so busy, it can seem almost impossible to take on anything else. But I would say, make room for what God considers important. This may mean waking up 15 minutes earlier in the morning to pray together as a family, or setting aside time for a walk in the evenings. And know that this may come with some resistance and discomfort as new habits are being developed, not only for you, but for those in your household. But remind yourself, just as Joshua said, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And just as the Lord commanded a blessing where the early church was united, He will command blessings over your united home. All right, so until next time, I love you all so much. God bless. Bye.